Well, today I would like to talk about a couple of things that are really coming out of Washington that are somewhat concerning. The first is the status of the oil spill claims. And what has happened, as we all know, is over the last year and a half, payments from the oil spill claim facility has been somewhat slow. And as a result, attorney generals from all of the Gulf states, including our Attorney General Pam Bondi, have joined in a joint resolution sent to Congress to ask them for a joint resolution. And as a result of asking for a joint resolution, the Department of Justice in Washington has now approved that. So primarily what we'll be looking at is some of the common complaints with oil spill claims. One of them is that they ask for simply too much information. Then people are filing claims, sending information, but then they're asked for the same identical information once again. And the problem with this is a lot of it has proprietary information. And people are a little hesitant to continue to send out the same documents over and over, not knowing what hands they fall in. And then finally, one of the big complaints is that if you're willing to do a quick release claim, which basically gives up all of your rights immediately, you tend to get paid a little faster than just an interim settlement until the final claim can be processed. And this is a little concerning to some of the attorney generals. So what we're going to be looking at here in the next few months is an internal audit, hopefully a report that will spur on the claims facility to rush up the payment for those who were injured in the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Another example of Washington continuing to churn out rules would be the National Labor Relations Board. They recently passed a regulation that you had to have a poster in your workplace printed that gave workers the information that they could unionize. And while it probably is more significant in the Northeast or perhaps on the West Coast, usually in the South, they're right-to-work states. They've always been that. And the idea of here we go again, we've got to get another poster up on the wall, is somewhat disconcerting. And what happened is this poster was supposed to be up by November of this year. But because the business community has expressed itself, the National Labor Relations Board has pushed that requirement back to January 31st. But it's another example of mandates from Washington that cost money, and it is questionable as to whether or not the benefit outweighs the cost. The EPA, the Department of Environmental Protection, has introduced new clean water rules. It's water quality. They are going to apply this particular rule to Florida and Florida only. Just to give you an example, there are over 23,000 pages of rules when it relates to environmental protection. And as this particular rule is water quality, and it is going to cost the state of Florida billions of dollars to comply. It's definitely going to be a job killer with this economy. And what we are asking is to let each state manage its own water quality, because unlike many states, water is a huge, significant resource here in Florida. And we've been doing a relatively good job for the past 50 years to ensure that we have clean water. But to have Washington send down another set of mandates, which will cost the state billions, is going to be very difficult for the state in this economy. Oftentimes I'm asked, well, what can the average member, do? What does my participation mean? And it's incredible to me sometimes that our members underestimate their own power just by being a member. But one of the biggest things a member can do is to come up here when the legislature's in session and visit with their legislators. And we provide that opportunity every year. It's a Tourism Day, and this year it'll be on January the 18th. And this is a day that we like as many members that are interested, and usually there's a couple of hundred. We have arranged for these folks to have interviews with a vast majority of our legislators from both parties, both political spectrums. There's almost no one we don't see. We spend some time with the Speaker and the President and various committee chairs. Nothing makes an impact as a legislature seeing a individual, real-life, working member of the restaurant and or lodging community sitting in their office talking to them about the issues. It is a significantly greater impact than any professional lobbyist or anybody else is going to have on a legislator. There are going to be some big bills. You're going to see, again, immigration. You're going to probably see something on destination resort casinos. But there will be far fewer bills that will make it through both chambers that will be sent to the governor. But again, to our members, if you want an impact, come up here, be with us. We'll get you in to see your legislators, and you need to voice your opinion, and it makes a significant impact.